Hilton Hour will not be seen tonight in order to bring you this special program.
CBS presents this program in color.
Stanley! From Hollywood, a salute to Stan Laurel.
Stanley,
pow, pow, pow.
What kind of a mess have you got us in now?
Who gets a kick from doing shtick? Stanley. Oh, he's a top banana in our book. You can't forget that funny face, no matter how you try. He's called a clown in our hometown, Stanley. To help in our salute to you, here is another clown or two.
Oliver Hardy, the man who gave fat dignity, and Stan Laurel, the little man with a face like a grapefruit already squeezed. You know, there are people who think of Laurel and Hardy as a relic of yesterday, kind of a nostalgic recollection, a piece of grainy film. Believe it or not, that's his own face they're using there. These guys are hardly relics of yesterday. Today, Decades after the camera stopped grinding, fans are still enjoying Laurel and Hardy in motion picture theaters. Get a load of the rest of this bit from MGM's newly released full-length feature called Laurel and Hardy's Laughing Twenties. Get a load of this. Stan was small, but he stayed in good shape because he had a great health secret. He let Ollie do all the heavy work. You know, I never had the privilege of knowing Oliver Hardy personally, and I've always felt that I missed something. And that's perhaps why I'm so happy that I finally did meet and become a friend of Stan Laurel. In a way, the performers who are gathered here tonight are showing their own affection, not only for Stan and for Ollie, but the entire list of men and women who, through their comedic talents, bring some lightness, some happiness, some fantasy to an otherwise pretty grim old world. For instance, her, him, them. I think that little scene right there proves that Laurel and Hardy could be funny without throwing any pies. You know, the interesting thing about that scene is that you laugh at it, even when you know perfectly well what's going to happen. Now, psychiatrists say that's because we're not laughing at what exactly is funny, but because we enjoy seeing someone getting hurt. You know, with this in mind, there's a new situation comedy on television next season about a big family. They have a series of very funny accidents. By the end of the season, everyone in the family has been hurt. Of course, the following year, the sponsor does a medical show and cures every one of them. It isn't true, of course, but in the old days, they went just about that far to get a laugh. And it's funny how today things have changed a lot. We don't just act ridiculous for the sake of getting a laugh. We like to get away these days from slapstick humor. And I'd like to discuss with you right now that very subject, the development of comedy in this country. And I'm very happy to report to you that comedy has reached a level of sophistication of which I think we can all be proud. We no longer laugh at, say, what our grandparents laughed at, loud humor or slapstick humor. And by that, I mean humor that is based on cruelty and on physical pain. Most people. Most people today feel that there's nothing really funny about other people being in pain. Now, I suppose back in ancient times when it... I suppose back in ancient times that most primitive man might have laughed at another human being in some kind of real and actual physical pain. Nowadays, of course, modern people, intelligent people, don't fall for that kind of humor. The modern-day comedian gets his laughs, I think, by using his intellect. And he doesn't stoop to that, what is a really lower kind of physical pain comedy. Actually, only the infantile mind today, the childlike mind, would laugh at someone who was in serious pain and possibly suffering from blood poisoning. As I say, an infantile, a childlike mind would laugh at that, but you wouldn't, and I... Oh, boy. Today, modern comedians come out in front of an audience and talk seriously to them. But they come out and they bring a stool or a chair, and their wit is what comes to. I think Sigmund Freud said it first. He's the one who discovered it, I'm sure, that laughing at a person in pain is actually a manifestation of a deep-seated hostility. Professor Freud,
I'm sorry, Scylla.
Get him out of here. Oh, thank goodness we have reached a point in our civilization where we no longer laugh at people hurt or destroying themselves. And I'm very happy to say that today I think you'd have to look all over the world to find someone who'd laugh at a man who fell down and hurt himself. Thank you very much. It's like a bit I saw in the Laurel and Hardy picture. You see, the light wouldn't light, so Stan takes it out, and he does this. Of course, Stan Laurel did this with a trick. Unfortunately, we couldn't duplicate that trick here in the studio, so I'm standing here with 20,000 volts of electricity passing through my body. You know, they did some things in the early movies that no one had ever done in movies before. I think one of the greatest things they ever did in early movies was letting people in to see them for a dime. You know, we have a guest with us this evening who first saw the early movies on the Late Late Show, and it inspired him to make a study of the whole entire art. Mr. Bob Newhart.
Thank you. In doing a little research on movies, which the Stan Laurel special is about, I had to watch a lot of prime-time television, a lot of daytime television, and I found watching Laurel and Hardy at nighttime is a lot different than watching Laurel and Hardy during the afternoon. The main problem is that at night, you only see them as a team. During the afternoon, they're two-thirds of a team. There's Stan and Ollie, and there's Uncle Freddie. This is kind of a stereotype of all kiddie shows across the country. It's called the Uncle Freddie Show, and usually a grown man will walk out with a beanie of some kind, like this on, and if he were anywhere else but a television studio, they would, you know, put him away for a couple of years. Apparently there's something permissive about it in the television. Anyway, he comes out and he talks to the kids before the show goes on. He comes out like this.
Well, hi, boys and girls. Well, boys and girls, today is Thursday. And what do we always do on Thursday, boys and girls? Oh, look at it, boys and girls. Come on, boys and girls. What do we always do on Thursday, boys and girls? You don't know what we do on Thursday, do you, boys and girls?
Where do you get the kids?
Thursday's mailbag day, boys and girls. Remember that? Sure you do, boys and girls. Before we get into the mailbag, boys and girls, I have two announcements I have to make. First of all, as you know, usually on Thursday, in addition to the Laurel and Hardy films, we usually show the Three Stooges cartoons. But they've been trying to hold Uncle Freddie up on price, boys and girls, and so we won't be showing the Three Stooges cartoons anymore on the show, boys and girls. But Uncle Freddie has bought another cartoon show, which you boys and girls will enjoy very much. It's called the Army Training Films. We're going to be showing them, and the title of our cartoon today, boys and girls, is Frostbite. So that sounds like a real fun one. Oh, one other announcement, boys and girls. We've added the name of a new sponsor to our blacklist. They canceled out on Uncle Freddie last week. The breakfast cereal Pops, boys and girls. And, of course, all the boys and girls in good standing in Uncle Freddie Club, that means that you can have Pops for breakfast in the morning or play with any little boys and girls who do eat Pops. Okay, all right, boys and girls. Boys and girls, before we get into the Laurel and Hardy cartoon for today, I have one other announcement. A lot of boys and girls have written about the $27 decoding ring. That box, once again, boys and girls, is box number 507. Remember that. Apparently, one little boy wrote in a letter, and he said instead of the decoding ring, he got back some pictures of older girls in sort of bathing suits. that was a slip-up in Uncle Freddie's office. That's a little service Uncle Freddie runs for some of the older boys and girls. Anyway, boys and girls, just signify the decoding ring and we won't have that problem. Okay, boys and girls, now let's get ready for the Laurel and Hardy cartoon, and I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye, boys and girls!
Now that the comedy is over, ha ha ha! It's time for the serial to begin. Ho ho ho! We have to hold our breath, 'cause they scare us half to death when the hero tries to save the heroine. We save up all our pennies every day, so we can come to a Saturday matinee. We never knew so many things could happen to a girl till we started coming to see the perils of Pearl. Will she get a splitting headache? Is she really up the creek? To be continued next week. Will she flee from temptation? Will she turn the other cheek? To be continued next week. Will she get it in the end? Are her chances rather bleak? To be continued next week. Will they blow up little Pearl? Is her life at stake? To be continued right after station break. Hardy, ha ha ha, or we're watching the perils of Pearl. The entertainment is unique, so we're coming back next week. We look forward to our big day. It's the fun time Saturday matinee.